Hey y'all, we have had quite a trek here lately, and we just wanted to give more of a live update because we've had kind of a run-in with Hurricane Beryl, and we had to make a lot of decisions very quickly. If you kind of followed our Instagram, you've seen a little of this, but we just wanted to kind of go through what happened and kind of why we made the decisions we made. So tell us a little about the weather and how we even got here.
We had been tracking it since it was a depression or wave out in the Atlantic, and we were up in Martinique, already planning on heading down this way
To Grenada.
To Grenada. Didn't realize how quickly we would do that, so we ended up leaving Martinique Thursday, and we did a drive-by in St. Lucia. There was a bay there that we were looking at anchoring, but it didn't seem right for us.
Yeah, just didn't feel right.
And so we made the decision then to beeline it to Grenada, because at that point in time it looked like it was heading more north to like directly hit St. Lucia and up that way.
Normally they turn up north and don't come down this way.
But anyway, so we did an overnight trip to get here to Grenada. I got us checked in, and then we got to an anchorage spot, and then continued to watch the weather. And lo and behold, every update, one, it was getting stronger. Two, it was heading more south.
And it was really busy down here. Tons of boats here. It's hard to even kind of find a good spot to anchor.
Well, this is a usual hurricane hole for people for the hurricane season.
Yeah, so tons of people are down here for hurricane season. The mooring balls were taken.
Yeah.
They were awful. And so, yeah, we did eventually find a spot Friday, and then tracking it, and then the weather update at 3 a.m. on Sunday.
Sunday morning.
So what?
Cat 5.
Cat 4.
Okay, Cat 4.
Yeah, I think we eventually went to that.
And directly hitting Carriacou, which is what it did hit, which means that Grenada was going to see high winds, and it even had the chance of continuing to track south instead of turning up north.
Yeah, so we were more in the direct path of the eye. We were on, previously it looked like we were going to be on the southern portion of it, so we were going to get some winds, but it was the lighter side of the storm. But then that update, it turned south and strengthened, and then we had some decisions to make. Some big decisions to make. So do we hunker down and get everything as prepped as we can, or do we head south to Trinidad? And I will say I already had a hotel room, so we weren't going to be on the boat regardless. So if we would have stayed in Grenada, we would have been at the hotel room. We would have just prepped Aramia and left her. But so we were trying to decide, and we are just looking, and there is boat
Mass exodus.
after boat leaving, and we were this close to staying. Really leaving in a hurry is not usually what you want to do. You want to plan, you want to have everything prepped and ready. Just from a safety perspective, it's not great to just pick up and go and figure it out on the run. So that was part of the reasoning we were thinking about staying. And then what Trinidad's check-in process is kind of tedious. We had not checked out of Grenada. So, we were like, we're not really supposed to leave, but, in the end, we looked back at the weather and decided to go. But we didn't know if Trinidad was gonna welcome us when we left. We didn't know.
But they did. Like, their government officials made decisions to accommodate the hundreds of boats that went down there, and all. So it was
We didn't know that when we left, though, and so when the last thing we wanted, obviously the last option, was to be out in it. So we just knew that we needed to get a spot, get somewhere, and hunker down, and we ended up going to Grenada. Trinidad. From Grenada, we went to Trinidad, and yeah, like you said, it was a mass exodus, and even, you know, not too far out there, we looked and I could see at least 50 boats in my eyesight, at least 10 in each of the four directions.
There was a couple posts of the AIS trackers that you could just see
all the
boats just
there.
moving down.
And we're on some of those. You can see our boat name. See your man.
So anyway, we got down there, anchored at night. Again,
That's not ideal.
Not the best, but
13 hours to get there. Took us 13 hours to get there. We motor sailed. We ended up with both sails up. Started with one and ended up with both sails up. Nobody was playing. Everybody was.
It wasn't cruising. It
wasn't
down there
cruising.
quick.
This was both sails, both motors. Everybody's trucking it to get down there. 13 hours, anchored at night. That was not our favorite.
But anyway, so we got down there Sunday night before the storm hit Monday. And honestly, Monday, we had it nice.
Yeah, it was really not hardly anything. Just cloudy, a little drizzle.
Not even fast winds. I mean, we've seen faster winds in a normal anchorage spot here in Grenada than we did down there.
Yeah, I think it might have hit 15 knots. So we picked a great spot. I was happy with where we were.
Yeah, there was a lot of people that were basically safe harbor. Like, you don't have to check into a country. You can just, seek safe harbor for weather emergencies. And yeah, we were one of those.
Yeah, so they let us do that without having to check in. We just couldn't go to land. Had to, fly the Q flag, couldn't go to land. And then we were planning to leave
Thursday morning, early. And then the Trinidad.
Things have kind of settled.
The government of Trinidad basically said, nope, you got to get going by Wednesday, because apparently the weather was good enough to them for no longer need of safe harbor.
Yeah, so they said either you check in or you get out. And so even though we wanted to wait until Thursday morning to leave, we left Wednesday night. Yeah, a little before 5.
And it was 14 hours to get back. It was very comfortable sail bag.
Mostly sail.
And then we're back in Grenada.
We're back in Grenada. But we had planned on hauling out
in a place called Tyrrell Bay in Kyriakou.
And that's where the eye of the storm hit. And so Kyriakou is in pretty bad shape right now. And so that plan is, we're not expecting that to happen. So our current situation is we're just trying to figure out where we can haul out and get some boat work done here in Grenada. There's only a couple that can accommodate our size boat. And we've had one basically tell us. Yeah,
one say no, and the other one we're waiting to hear back from.
Waiting to hear back from the other. So that's kind of where we are on that. We're a little in limbo, just with plans, but you just got to kind of go with it. And at the end of the day, we are thankful that we went to Trinidad and that we were safe along the way and during the storm. Yes. So, yeah. Would you have changed any of your decisions?
Yeah, probably looking back at how the weather did, we probably would have left Saturday morning, instead of pushing it Sunday. Tried to leave more organized than rushed. It would be the only thing.
Yeah. But thankfully, since we had just done that passage, we hadn't been in Grenada too long, I feel like we were somewhat ready to go. I mean, we had just done some traveling, so at least we weren't just completely, and thankfully everything was working. Some people had to stay here because, one of their engines wasn't working. So I'm thankful that we weren't in that type of situation. We had that option. So that's kind of where we are, what led us here, and we'll just have to wait and see how it pans out.
Yep.
But we just wanted to kind of give you an update on Hurricane Beryl and all of that, because we've had lots of questions on that. So we'll get back to our regular timeline in the next video. All right.
All right.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, everybody.